Hello, beautiful women. I am so excited to share with my soul nourishing sisters this practice of soul nourishment. Wow, when I learnt this was an absolute game changer for me. I was completely depleted. I was doing all these things on the surface, being everything to everybody else, people pleasing, trying to be perfect. And it was really hard. It was really hard on my soul. I felt like my soul was being crushed, like I was dying from the inside out. I just felt so depleted, so overwhelmed, so undernourished. If you can relate, if you've felt any of this, let me know in the comments. But I became a mum to 2 children and I love them so much, but the role, the responsibility, everything that came with it, I had no idea how hard it was going to be to hold all of that. And I had no idea how to support myself in holding all of that. And at the time, my husband didn't know how to hold me in that either. So I was living away from family, feeling very alone, very isolated. And I'm sure a lot of mums can relate to this feeling. Not a lot of people talk about that motherhood can be extremely isolating. And I just felt like a lot of people weren't talking about this side of motherhood. And it kind of made me feel like I was wrong. Like there was something wrong with me. I wasn't doing enough. But I remembered the truth, and I started to look for other ways and other tools to help support me, because I knew that I was doing all that I could do, and I just believed it could be better and it could feel better, like hugely it could feel better than it was feeling. So this is where I went on a journey and I learned about soul nourishment. And honestly, just even that word, when I say it now, my soul just like lights up and it's like, yes, you're feeding me, you're seeing me. And it's just so soothing to your soul. It's so loving. It's so kind. Soul nourishment is honoring yourself, honoring what you need, acknowledging what you're holding, and that as a mom, as a woman, you deserve love. You deserve support. You deserve nourishment. You deserve to feel full. It's about filling your cup first. I was always literally filling everybody's cup first, especially when I became a mum. It was all about meeting my child's needs all of the time, and I wasn't meeting my own. It was a really hard reflection to accept at first, because society really does praise the woman who is selfless, the woman who does everything for everybody else but herself, the woman who is last on the list, the woman who is exhausted, depleted, just malnourished. Society literally praises that woman, and I got that praise too. I got praise for being selfless. So it was hard initially to break up with this, but I got to the point where it was costing my health. It was actually costing me everything, but it hugely showed in my health. I had no energy. I was exhausted. I was not getting up excited for the day. I actually went to the hairdresser and found out that there was a bald spot in my hair about the size of a 20-cent piece. And I was so heartbroken when she pointed this out to me, not because of the hair, not like a vanity thing, although that would have 100% been okay. It was actually this deeper feeling of, I've neglected my soul. I've abandoned me. And that was really hard. I'm sure lots of you can relate to times where you've abandoned your soul. You've neglected what is important to you out of being selfless and wanting to do the right thing, and then you're hurting yourself. And I could not do that to myself anymore. This, for me, was my sign that enough is enough, Aston. You're literally heading to breakdown, burnout, In my relationship, I was heading to a divorce because I was feeling so empty and I had nothing to give. And it really hurt because I love being me. I've done a lot of work, like I'm sure lots of you women have, to learn to accept myself for who I am. And then to get to this place where I'm not loving myself, where I'm not giving myself what I need, it was devastating. It was heartbreaking. And although it was hard, it was simple. It was simple to get me out of it. All I needed to do to get out of this place was to acknowledge it, accept it, feel what I needed to feel around that. So I felt some resentment, I felt some guilt, I felt some shame, I felt some not enoughness, I felt unsupported, I felt unloved. So I really pulled out all those pieces, like what did I actually feel? What am I feeling at the moment? And I really allowed myself to feel all of it. So I journaled, I cried, I screamed, I sighed, I moved it through my body. I danced. I did a lot of dancing to help me kind of alchemize and feel and go into these pain spots within my body that I had not gone into. Hugely for me, I was carrying it on my shoulders and my neck. So I just really sent so much loving pink and gold light to this area of my body. I saw it, I honored it, and I chose to start loving it. And then the next step for me was to ask the question, how can I nourish myself and my soul more in every single moment? How can I feel more soul nourished today? How can I honor my soul today? All amongst the practical things of being a mom, work, doing all the things. I wanted to find a way to bring it into my every single day. I did not want to have to wait till that 1 or 2 holidays a year or a break over Christmas or Easter to actually feel full. I believe we all deserve to be filling our cup every single day, multiple times a day. But the key is to make it really easy to do that. So I broke up with the old idea of what it meant to be nourished and full. I'm not talking about going to a day spa. You can do that. But I'm talking about bringing the day spa into your everyday, into every moment in your life. How can you do that? And this is what I want to share with you. If you're ready for this, if your soul is feeling cold, if it's like, yes, I need soothing, I need nourishing, I'm so depleted, like fill my cup, this is what you need, and I want you to lean into this. I'm going to have a 5-day challenge where you lean into this every single day, and I'm going to make it super easy for you. So don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it feel like, oh no, how can I rearrange my whole life? Soul nourishment can fit into your life, and I'm going to show you how. So the first step is to ask that question. How can I nourish myself more in this moment? How can I honor what my soul needs in this moment? So think about soul nourishment. What does that even feel to you? I was mind blown when I started to do this, and I realized how simple it was, and how the things I needed to feel soul nourished were actually so simple, so inexpensive, so easy to do, and I could not believe I wasn't doing them. But the more I did them in all these little moments, they stacked. They created this beautiful stack of me feeling full, me, getting to the point of overflow, which is where we want to get to. But, in the beginning, I was so depleted that it was just noticing how actually empty I was, and just how can I continue to fill up from the inside out. So it's definitely not something where we just go get our nails done. You can do that. Go get our hair done. You can do that. You deserve all of that, but it's all on the outside. And we want to really be asking our soul from the inside, how do we fill up? How do we feel soul nourished from the inside out? Think of yourself like a beautiful, beautiful plant or flower, and you want to water it. It's the soul nourishment is that little bit of golden water every day that you need to continue to grow and to feed your roots, so that you can, nourish and support everyone in your community, everyone in your family, everyone that you love. It's so important. It's so important. If we are not full, we have nothing to give. We're giving from an empty well, and that's where resentment creeps in and breakdown, and that's where I was heading, and that's where I want to stop you from going. So I want to finish this up now, but I want you to start to think, how can I nourish my soul more? So make it super simple. I'm going to give you some examples for me of what came through for me. Initially, it was literally getting in the sun. So when the sun was out, I was out. So when I made the kids breakfast in the morning, we ate it outside in the sun. When I had my coffee, I had it in the sun. If the kids were happy playing outside, I went out with them and I laid on an outdoor setting and just allowed myself to receive the sun. And really open to receiving it. I really realized that I was very close to receiving this nourishment. So it was a practice of opening my body and saying, yes, I'm willing and opening to receiving this nourishment. I deserve this nourishment. I deserve this love. I deserve this support. The more I did that, the more full I felt, the more energy I had, and the more ideas started to come to me of how I could feel soul nourished in every moment. Another one for me is having my cacao. I've got one here at the moment. And if you want to know more about the cacao I use, just write in the comments or reach out and I'll share it with you. But cacao really helps me to come back to my heart space and get out of my head, get out of doing, get back into my body and listen to my heart and soul. So I love cacao. It's a beautiful, beautiful practice and tool for me that I can use every day. Another one is actually dancing. And music. I love music. So in the morning when I'm doing my makeup, I'll put on some music and I'll dance and I'll really get into my body and move my hips and move my shoulders and any stale energy that's in me, I will release it and move it through dance. It's so powerful. When I drink my water, I think of it as like coming from a waterfall and watering my beautiful, beautiful plant, seeing my petals blossom. So I drink that water with the intention of soul nourishment. Journaling. I love to journal. So every day I just take a few moments in the morning to do a gratitude journal to say, like, what can I be grateful for? And I start with me. I don't put me last, which is what I was doing before. I start with, I am grateful for the way I'm showing up for myself. I am grateful that I'm choosing me. I'm grateful that I love being me. I'm grateful for myself. That was hugely nourishing for my soul. When I have a shower, I actually have a shower in the dark and I have a candle and I take a little bit of massage oil in and I massage my body when I'm in the shower. And I don't just quickly wash my body, I nourishly wash my body and I say thank you to all the parts of my body. I feel where there might be some pain and tightness, or I check in where there might be some out of balance and I give it love. I rub it, I soothe it, I nourish it because I deserve it and I don't need to get it from outside of myself. I can give it to myself in any moment. It's such a beautiful gift. That's just a few ways that I do it. Other ways are like making 10 minutes to read every night. I love to read and read books that feel nourishing to my soul. So I make 10 minutes every night to just read 10 minutes and that's it. I make it super easy. Before I had kids, I had no problem reading. Once I had kids, it was like, oh, I had all these like excuses. I can't read. I don't have time. I can't, have a coffee outside. I don't have time. I've got too much to do. I can't have a slow, relaxing shower or bath because I've just got too much to do. I was making it so hard. And I get it. These are valid excuses in a way because we've got lots to do. But there is never a good enough reason in my mind and heart and soul now to not nourish my soul, because I've seen the damage, I've seen the cost, I've seen what it was doing to me, my family, my children, and my life. And I don't want that for me or for you or for anybody. So on the other side of that is choose to nourish yourself. And yes, in the beginning, it's a little bit hard, especially if you've got really used to nourishing everybody else. But I really found the more I nourished myself, the more I filled my cup up, the more I had to give, the more love there was between me and my husband, and the resentment and the frustration just started to dissolve. I stopped needing so much from him and was able to just get it from myself. It was so empowering. My relationship with my kids, it was way more present and loving and just kind and true, because I wasn't, I wasn't feeling that frustration or like, I want to play with you, but like I'm really feeling like there's things I want to do too. So I no longer had those inner conflicts kind of playing out. There is so many more ways that I do it now. Like I've just fallen in love with this process and I could share so many with you, but I want to give you the opportunity to build your own relationship with soul nourishment. So what I'm going to ask you to do is for the next 5 days, lean into this fully. The only way that you can fail is if you do not try. There is no right or wrong. And I would love to learn what is nourishing to your soul. By you sharing your experience, you could help another sister in the group, or you could help me find another way to fill myself up more. And I just cannot think of a more beautiful gift for us to give each other. So please give this a go. Share it in the comments. Let us know what you're doing. So hashtag Soul Nourishment Challenge, or just put the title My Soul Nourishment Challenge, just so that we can see what challenge you're up to, and so we can send you so much love, support, and celebration for leaning into this for yourself. I'm so excited to see and hear how you're nourishing yourself and how it's helping you and your family and your life. All right, beautiful. Love you.